The 86th United States Congress was a meeting of the legislative branch of the United States federal government, composed of the United States Senate and the United States House of Representatives. It met in Washington, D.C. from January 3, 1959 to January 3, 1961, during the last 2 years of the presidency of Dwight D.Eisenhower. The apportionment of seats in the House of Representatives was based on the 17th Census of the United States in 1950. Both chambers had a Democratic majority. When Alaska and Hawaii were admitted as states in 1959, the membership of the House temporarily increased to 437. It would remain at 437 until reapportionment resulting from the 1960 census. Major events. January 7, 1959, the United States recognizes the new Cuban government of Fidel Castro. February 12, 1959, in commemorations of the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, Congress met in joint session to hear actor Frederick March give a dramatic reading of the Gettysburg Address, followed with an address by writer Carl Sandburg. February 1, 1960, Greensboro sit-ins begin. May 1, 1960, U2 incident. June 29, 1960, King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand addresses a joint meeting of Congress. November 8, 1960, United States presidential election, 1960. Major legislation. 1959 Airport Construction Act, Pub. L. 86-72. September 14, 1959 Landrum-Griffin Act, Pub. L. 86-257. 73 Stat. 519. May 6, 1960 Civil Rights Act of 1960, Pub. L. 86-449. July 14, 1960 Flood Control Act of 1960, Pub. L. 86-845. 74 Stat. 488. September 13, 1960 Social Security Amendments, Pub. L. 86-778. 74 Stat. 976. 1960 Sustained Yield Act of 1960. Treaties. December 1, 1959 Antarctic Treaty signed. January 19, 1960 Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security between the United States and Japan signed. Constitutional Amendment. June 17, 1960 The 23rd Amendment to the United States Constitution passed Congress, which would allow residents of Washington, D.C. to vote in presidential elections. It would be ratified by the states in the next Congress. States admitted. January 3, 1959 Alaska was admitted as the 49th state. August 21, 1959 Hawaii was admitted as the 50th state. Party summaries. Senate Democratic, 64, then 65. Republican, 34, then 35. Total members. House of Representatives Democratic, 283. Republican, 153. Independent, 1. Total members. 437. The increase over the usual 435 members was due to the admission of Alaska and Hawaii, whose seats were temporary until reapportionment following the 1960 census. Leadership. Senate President of the Senate, Richard Nixon. President pro tempore, Carl Hayden. Majority Leadership, Majority Leader, Lyndon B. Johnson. Majority Whip, Mike Mansfield. Minority Leadership, Minority Leader, Everett Dirksen. Minority Whip, Thomas Kuchel. House of Representatives Speaker, Sam Rayburn. Majority Leadership, Majority Leader, John William McCormack. Majority Whip Carl Albert, Minority Leadership Minority Leader Charles A. Halleck, Minority Whip Leslie C. Aarons. Members. Senate senators are popularly elected statewide every 2 years, with 1/3 beginning new 6-year terms with each Congress. Within each state, senators are listed in order of seniority, preceding the names in the list below as Senate class numbers, which indicate the cycle of their election. House of Representatives. The names of members of the House of Representatives are preceded by the district numbers. Changes in membership. Senate House of Representatives employees. Architect of the Capitol, J. George Stewart. Senate Chaplain, Frederick Brown Harris, Methodist. Parliamentarian, Charles Watkins. Secretary, Felton McClellan Johnston. Sergeant-at-Arms, Joseph C. Duke. House of Representatives Clerk, Ralph R. Roberts. Storekeeper, William Mosley Fishbait Miller. Parliamentarian, Louis Deischler. Postmaster, H. Morris. Sergeant-at-Arms, Zeke W. Johnson, Jr. Chaplain, Bernard Braskamp. Presbyterian,